What happens when a loved one dies? Our first talk about death. Everything in nature has a life that is meaningful and important. The fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and the animals in the forest are all alive. All life is connected and serves a special purpose. When a living thing reaches the end of its life, it dies. When living things die, we call this death. What does death mean? Death means that a living thing is no longer alive. A tree full of leaves and blossoms is alive. An old tree that has fallen over in the forest is no longer alive. It is dead. Do people die too? Yes, people are living things. Our lives are also important, meaningful, and connected. At the end of our lives, we all die too, just like that old tree in the forest. What happens when someone dies? When someone dies, that person's body stops working. People can die from old age, illness, or even sometimes an accident. Those who knew and loved the person who died will often gather to say goodbye. Usually this is done at a ceremony called a funeral. Funerals often take place in spiritual places like churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples. What happens to the person who has died? Where does that person go? There are lots of different ideas about what happens after death. Many cultures believe that a person is made up of both a body and a soul, and that the soul lives on even though the body is no longer alive. What is a soul? A soul is what makes you who you are. It is the part of you that loves others. Where does the soul go after a person dies? Many people believe that the soul journeys to the afterlife to join the souls of other people who have died. What is the afterlife? Many cultures think of the afterlife as a joyful and loving place where the soul lives forever. In some religions, this place is called heaven. Others believe that we are reborn or return to the earth in a different form. Will I ever see the person I love again? Death means that a person's body is no longer alive, so you won't see the person you love again. But that person can still live on in our memories, thoughts, and even dreams. In this way, our loved ones are always a part of us. Why do I feel so sad? When someone dies, it's normal to be very sad and miss that person. It can be hard to say goodbye to someone you love. What can I do to feel better? While you may always miss the person who died, it can be helpful to do or make something special to celebrate your loved one. Remembering and honoring somebody's life can help us move on after that person dies. Death can be really hard to understand. There are lots of different ideas about what happens after we die, but nobody knows for sure. We do know that it's something that connects us all, and it's one of the great mysteries of life.